Gear Extreme.
I thought someone got hurt. I'm like,
Yeah,
I like hit and I'm like looking over my shoulder. I'm like, did someone get hurt tumbling right before that?
I didn't realize.
And then once it came down and everyone kept going, I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this.
It was so funny because right when the music stopped, my like first instinct wasn't to count, it was to sing. So I started screaming the music and I look over at Bailey and we're like, okay, 1, 3.
If you go back and watch the videos, if you look at our mouths, we're like singing the music.
Hold me close.
Don't let me 5, 6, 7. We're like, wait a second. We didn't even realize the music had stopped at that point. It was just kind of like we just continued, finished.
I actually got more hyped knowing that the music stopped and everyone around us was counting. It made me more like wanting to hit push me more to hit the routine.
Yeah. It was so ironic because our team phrase all year has been to finish. In that moment, I think the first thought was, what just happened? And then the second thought was finish, and we all went for it.
It was weird because it was like almost like once the music cut off, it was an instinct to perform more. So like the music cut off and we were like got a bigger smile, which is weird. You normally would have a confused face, but I was just like, oh, here, I'll just sing. Let's just.
I laugh every time I watch the pyramid because we usually like sing the music and like make faces. We're all like,
I'm just
7, 1, 3.
Performing the counts.
I guess that my face just kind of like said what my mouth couldn't, because I literally like didn't know what was going on. I was just like, oh my god,
it was unbelievable.
Watching the pyramid hit, I just like knowing like we just hit that with no music, and it was a feeling that like you can't put into words.
You look around you on the mat and you start going, especially when you hit the pyramid, you're going into the dance, you realize what you just did, and you look around, these are all my best friends, and we just hit the routine of a lifetime, and it all just begins to sink in, and I can't describe the feeling. It was one of the most amazing experiences.
I have chills talking about
it.
I don't know if a routine can top how much fun that was.
Which is ironic because it's an international division, so you have a bunch of girls who have performed countless routines so old, like me and Colin are like 21 years old. I want this for my flyer. I want this for you. And then backstage walking onto the mat, like I said to Colin, I'm like, we're still cheering because we love it. And then for that routine to like sum up all my emotions, like I got it for the girl next to me.
There were 2 moments where I actually looked at the crowd because every other second of the routine I was so focused on what we were doing. One was about 15 seconds after the music cut off. We were in the squish waiting for the high to high, and we have about 4 counts where we were just hanging out. And I looked over at the coaches stand. They were all so interested in what we were doing, just up on their feet, like cheering us on. Top Gun was on the floor, like beating. That was the first time. And then the second time was coming off the mat, and everyone was on their feet, roaring, just going crazy. It was the most surreal feeling ever.
Always finish.
Finish.
Yeah.
It was the only thing to do. You don't study for a test for weeks and then not take it. So many views on the video, unbelievable.
And then there's so many like great comments. Like all the comments were just so like, it makes me want to cry just reading them. I'm like, oh my gosh, like people like really like, they feel it as much as we do.
Like, everything led up to that moment, and when they just kept going on their own, not getting any direction from the coaching staff, that is a true testament of what a real team is. And when I look at their uniforms, I don't see Cougars, I see courage.
Sitting there, and this is my first year in this division, and I've never been in a more supportive division. I mean, we all want each other to do well, but we're also, we're going to push each other to be better than the other and put on a hard fight. We didn't care about winning at that point. All we cared about was the routine that we just did with each other and the energy and the experience that we just had. It was, at that point, we were just happy to
didn't matter. I mean, I'm glad we got it.
It
mattered.
You learn over the years that I'm not going to be 35 years old looking back and go, oh my God, I won NCA. I'm going to be thinking of the feeling that we had rolling on the floor, hysterically crying in that unbelievable state.
Teams take weeks after, NCA, the biggest competition in the world. I feel like it's one of the biggest competitions I'll ever be able to have the pleasure of winning. But they all take weeks off. We came in on Tuesday and had a tumble practice and had 2 new standing fulls, 3 new three to doubles, 10 specialty passes, brand new to throw. It's infectious now. These kids want to be the best in the world.
It's just push, we came back and it was people throwing skills that I've never seen people throw before. And we came up from NCA and some teams might go, okay, like we got our, we won, we can chill now. And we step it up 3 steps further, a whole other level.
We've all been in that position where we've hit the best routine of our life and you're sitting there with the NCA music around you and your name gets called for second time and time again. So that just goes back to what I said earlier. It's not about winning, it's about the feeling, and you can't let a trophy dictate that for you.
When they got down to the top 3s, we all get in our circle and we all hold hands and put our faces down, and it was just, everybody said, I love you. I think I heard everybody go, I love you guys, I love you, and we calling each other by name, and my sister said, Bailey, I love you, and it was just, I cried. I bawled like a baby.
Sitting there at awards, holding each other's hands, squeezing each other. I swear Annika broke my hand, but we were sitting there, and it's just, I thought winning didn't matter. I was crying no matter what, whether win or lose. We left a mark. We left our mark.
We are the Cougars, and you're watching JTV.